the cross, and the darkness. In the cold stone hall of the Praetorium, Jesus stood, bound and beaten, before Pontius Pilate. The governor of Judea, a man weary of this fanatical land, looked down from his seat. The chief priests, Caiaphas and Annas, stood as accusers, their voices sharp with venom, listing crimes of blasphemy and sedition. Pilate took Jesus aside, away from the shouts of the accusers. "Are you the king of the Jews?" he asked in a low voice. Jesus spoke of a kingdom not of this world, of a dominion built on truth. Pilate, a man of iron and empire, gave a short, bitter laugh. "What is truth?" he scoffed, turning away. He found no fault in this man. Hoping to resolve the matter, Pilate gave the crowd a choice: Jesus or the murderer Barabbas. "Which one do you want me to release to you?" he called out. But the priests moved like shadows through the throng, their whispers fanning the flames of discontent, turning the people's hearts to stone. "Barabbas!" the crowd roared. Pilate recoiled. "What then shall I do with Jesus who is called Christ?" he asked, his voice strained. A single, terrible cry rose from 1,000 throats, a sound of pure, unreasoning hatred. "Crucify him!" The demand echoed against the stone walls, sealing a fate Pilate had tried to avoid. Defeated, Pilate called for a basin of water. Before the eyes of the raging crowd, he slowly washed his hands. "I am innocent of this man's blood," he declared, his voice heavy. "See to it yourselves." Then he handed Jesus over to the legionaries, his duty to Rome overriding his conscience. On the skull-shaped hill of Golgotha, they dragged Jesus forward, his back a shredded ruin from the scourging, his face a mask of blood and sorrow. A small group of his followers and his mother, Mary, watched from a distance, their hearts crushed under a weight of despair. The soldiers laid Jesus upon the wooden cross, his arms outstretched. As they stepped back to take up their tools, he looked towards the heavens and uttered a prayer: "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." His mother, Mary, stood at the foot of the hill, supported by the young disciple John. She stared at her son, and every strained breath he took was like another knife in her own heart. She could not, would not, look away. At the 6th hour, the sun lost its light. An unnatural twilight descended, congealing into a deep, suffocating darkness. The crowd grew fearful, their taunts dying on their lips, replaced by muttered prayers and whispers of horror. From the cross, a final cry tore through the oppressive silence. "It is finished." At that same moment, in the great temple, the thick veil before the Holy of Holies was torn from top to bottom, as if by an unseen and divine power. The way was now open,